You are sitting in traffic, the light turns green, and the car ahead of you doesn't move. You tap the horn once. No response. You tap it again. Still nothing. Your patience wears thin. A voice in your head starts to speak louder. What is wrong with this person? Why can't they just move? Don't they see the light? Your heart races. Tension builds. You grip the steering wheel harder. The anger begins to rise. And there it is, your body's response to what seems like an assault on your time, your right to move forward. You feel justified, right? That's the natural reaction. But is it? What if I told you that this anger, this automatic reaction, isn't as natural as you think? What if anger is not something that just happens to you, but something you choose, however subtly? The idea that anger is not a reflex, but a decision, is one of the first steps in understanding how to break free from it. What if the real issue isn't the situation itself, but your reaction to it? If anger were automatic, could you stop it, even for a moment? Could you detach from it? The answer, as Alan Watts would say, lies in inward detachment, being able to see yourself as separate from your emotions, observing them instead of being carried away by them. Here's where the real shift begins. Anger isn't automatic. It's a choice. It's an emotional habit. And once you understand this, you can start to break it. How many times have you let something trivial, a traffic light, a late email, an annoying comment, ruin your peace? You didn't have to. You could have chosen differently. The key is not in the action itself but in how you respond to it. Now, let's dig deeper into why anger becomes such a default for so many people. Anger often appears as an immediate response, but it's really just the ego fighting to protect itself. Think about it. Whenever your identity, your self-image, or your story is challenged, what's the first thing that happens? You feel threatened. Your sense of who you are begins to feel unstable, and that is when the ego kicks in. It reacts with anger to protect its fragile existence. Take the last time you felt angry. Maybe it was a critique from a colleague, someone cutting you off in traffic, or a friend giving unsolicited advice. In that moment, the ego feels small. It feels like it's being threatened. And instead of simply observing the situation, you instinctively fight back with anger. But here's the kicker, that feeling of being threatened is not a truth about the world around you, it's a projection of your ego's fears. The ego believes it must be defended. It thrives on validation, control, and the constant negotiation of its boundaries. But once you realize that this self-image isn't truly you, you stop needing to defend it. Alan Watts teaches that the ego isn't the real self. It's a mask. The true self doesn't need defending. When we stop identifying so deeply with the ego's fragile sense of self, we realize that we don't need to react with anger to protect something that isn't truly us. The next time you get angry, ask yourself, why is my ego reacting this way? What part of me feels threatened right now? When you can begin to answer those questions, you will start to recognize that the anger isn't coming from a place of truth. It's coming from the ego. What if, instead of defending that image of yourself, you just let go of it? What if anger wasn't a reflex, but a misstep? What if you could simply observe it, not engage with it, and not make it who you are? This is where Alan Watts' teaching on inward detachment comes into play. Inward detachment is the ability to observe your thoughts, emotions, and reactions without attaching to them. It's the practice of seeing your anger for what it is, a passing emotion, a temporary reaction, not the essence of who you are. Let me ask you, have you ever been in a situation where someone says something that would normally trigger you into a fit of rage, but you pause? You step back. You watch your reaction. You feel the heat of anger rise, but instead of acting on it, you let it pass through you. You breathe. You step outside of the emotional storm, and in that space, you find peace. This is inward detachment. It's the difference between being swept away by your emotions and choosing not to engage with them. It's the moment when you realize that you are not your emotions. You are the observer of them. You are the sky, and the anger is just a cloud passing by. Inward detachment doesn't mean you suppress your emotions or pretend they don't exist. It means you acknowledge them, allow them to pass, and don't let them control you. The power lies in your ability to choose your response, not the emotion itself. This is the mastery that Alan Watts talks about, the ability to let life flow without getting caught up in the emotional turmoil that others experience. It's about standing in the eye of the storm, unshaken. Imagine life as a dance. Most of us fight against the rhythm, trying to control it, forcing the beat to match our desires. We push. We resist. We fight against the flow. But Alan Watts teaches us that life isn't meant to be a battle. It's meant to be a dance, a flow of energy. When we resist it, we create tension. But when we let go and move with the rhythm, we experience freedom. Anger, in this sense, is the resistance. It's the tension we create when we try to control life, when we try to make the world match our internal narrative. But when we let go of that control, we enter the flow. We become part of the dance. In this space of emotional freedom, we no longer try to control every situation. We no longer react impulsively. We simply observe and choose how to engage. In this space, we find true peace. And it's not a passive peace. It's an active peace that allows us to meet life on our terms, without being thrown off balance by every emotional trigger. Alan Watts would say that the key to peace is not in avoiding conflict, but in facing it with presence. Emotional freedom comes when we stop trying to control our emotions and simply allow them to exist. We stop fighting the rhythm of life, and we start dancing. Here's the breakthrough: when you stop engaging with anger, you no longer just avoid conflict. You transform it. Your peace becomes a powerful force. When others react with anger, you respond with calm. When they try to provoke you, you simply observe. You become a mirror for their turmoil, reflecting their own energy back to them, and in that reflection, they begin to see their own madness. By not reacting, you disarm others. Your emotional neutrality becomes a safe space where their anger can't touch you. They no longer have the power to manipulate you through emotional triggers. And in this space of emotional freedom, you realize that you no longer need to participate in the drama of the world. You don't need to engage in the game of emotional manipulation. You can simply let it go. This is the power of peace. It's not a weakness. It's the greatest strength. It's the power to choose how you respond, to choose whether you enter the storm or stand outside of it. Inward detachment, emotional freedom, and the ability to choose peace are not skills that come easily. They require practice. They require commitment. But the payoff is immense. You no longer let the world pull you around with its emotional strings. You are the master of your own reactions. You are the master of your own peace. The path to inner peace is not an escape from life's challenges. It's the ability to face those challenges without losing your center. It's the ability to remain grounded in your true self, even when the world around you is chaotic. Alan Watts often said that true mastery is the ability to play with life, to dance with it, without getting caught up in the struggle. True peace comes when we stop trying to control our emotions and simply allow them to pass through us. In that space, we become free. So, ask yourself, what would your life look like if you stopped reacting and started choosing peace? What would your life look like if you stopped engaging with every emotional storm and simply watched it pass by?